Hello everyone, welcome to 𝕻𝖎𝖃.shop. So this is our weekly live and it has been 2 weeks since I do live. I've been in Anaheim show and I just start to wrap up March. So this is a design today that I'm gonna do for us. Hi Abby, hello. So we're gonna go through Pisces today. Let me put on my website first. Okay, my website is www.𝕻𝖎𝖃.shop. Okay, I will post it right here and pin it down here. Alright.
Babe, I went completely stupid here. Okay, request to join.
Okay.
Boom.
And it's Dreamtime Crystal. Are you on the right page? Are you on the big
I'm
page?
on
You on what?
the big page.
The big page?
Yeah.
Let me see. I don't see. I only see requests from Dreamtime Crystal with this the crystal page.
Wait, let me.
Are you on the crystal page?
I somehow got on the wrong one.
Yeah. So get on the big page and then request again.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see.
Not there yet. I'm gonna search it.
Go on a big page and then click request. Hola, Kolor Beauty Space. Hola. I saw you at the show. You were super busy, but I didn't meet Dustin. It was a wonderful show. I really enjoyed that show. Okay, let me see. Okay. Over here.
There we go. Alright. What?
You just turn off the mic. Hi everyone. Hello everyone. Let me zoom in. So we're gonna draw fishes today. I already have all the ingredients ready.
Ingredients.
Yes. So all the ingredients, I already have it right here. So first I'm gonna use top Gel Tan Nude. Okay. This is what I'm gonna use first. Right here. We all prepared this time. Okay, I'm gonna apply on the nails. Cure this for 60 seconds. Hi Tanya. Hello. Hi Maria. Hi Lynn. Oh, hi Tara. I'm gonna moderate Tara.
I already did.
Oh, you already did? Yes. So top Gel Tan Nude is right here. You can find it in gel polish. Right here. Nail polish. And then it will be in liquid gel. See how I all prepare?
You are.
And then it's right here. It's so organized. Oh. Okay, so it's already done curing. Now I'm gonna draw a fish. So I need white first. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do the black one. Okay, the white one is also the same, but the black one is a little different. So I'm gonna do the fin white and the scale white, and then I'm gonna fill in the body. I need a palette. Okay, so I need art gel. Okay, and I also will need black art gel, but that's for later. Let's use this and pigment base. Okay, one takes, one is 10.
So, just to give everyone fair warning, because I just realized that I probably won't be reading the comments very much because I'm sitting here staring at you, and you are your most beautiful.
Staring at me, you creepers.
I know.
What?
Well, when you're in your element, you have this adorable extra glow.
Yeah. Okay, art gel right here.
Hello, 𝕻𝖘𝖈𝖊𝖘, Israel, everyone.
Now, I am going to take my liner brush. This is number 10 millimeters that I'm going to use. I will make sure that I thaw it out with acetone first.
Thaw it out.
And
I'm trying to brighten the screen.
brighten this screen.
Yeah.
Why?
So I can read it.
Oh, so you read it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's already bright. Okay. So first, we have to make sure that we are aware of the body of the fish, okay? Before we draw the fin, of course. So let's say the tail is about right here and the body about right here, okay? I choose in the body, the length of it to be equal to about 1/3 of the whole nails. Because the space up here pretty big and the spray down here very big too. So the body is yay much. I'm gonna mark it first. So let's say the nail here, different length, of course. This nail is way shorter than this nail. So I have to measure it accordingly. So let's say the mouth is about right here and the tail is about right here. Okay? From here to here, I think it's perfect for the proportion of the whole nails. So I'm gonna start drawing the tails. Okay, I'm gonna draw this line first. Okay, all the way. And then I am gonna draw this part, which is like this. It's curved over here. And it's curving in the fin. Okay. Now, this part down here is different, like this. It starts from here, close to this point. It's like a curtain, okay? So what you need to look at is this one. From here, it's going up, and it's landed down. Okay, that is how you draw a curtain. So you just have to imagine. Usually you don't see this part, but I will draw it out for you so you can understand why is the dimension is like this. It's because this side underneath here are connected to this side. It's folded like a curtain. Okay. So I am gonna take my new coloring brush. It's already available, by the way. Okay, so this is a coloring brush. me view up close so you can see how it's look. Okay. Okay. Now, I am gonna take my pigment base. Look how much pen is absorbed. So I am gonna color it in. So this build for colors and shade any small details that you want to be blended. You can use that too. Okay, fill in. Now let's see. I am gonna draw another fin right here. I already know the body of the fish, by the way. You have to actually visualize that. But I will draw it out, my visualization, just so you know. Going straight and slant. It's like that. That is the spine of a fish, okay? I visualize it in my head. But if you want, you can just draw it out. If you can visualize it, then you don't have to draw it out. And this, I'm gonna kind of tweak it just a little bit, just to make the curve more, not too sharp. You see the new space is a little sharp. So this line from here to here, I'm gonna alter it just a little bit. There. See how it's better? It's more whimsical. Okay, up here, you might not see it, but it have a little fin too. I'm gonna add a little fin on that too. Just use art gel for that. Oh, and by the way, if you have any question, feel free to ask, because this format is way different than the other format that I'm doing. Because I already done the set, so I'm not really like in high stress of finishing the set because I already finished it. So when I'm demo this practice nails right here, you can ask whatever, because I'm more stress free than before. Before I have to like trying to finish a set.
This is extra.
This is extra. I already finished it, so
they can get a more specific
yes,
learning lesson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna start to fill this in a little bit.
Thank you.
Okay, now down here, let's say the body is this white. Okay, that you can decide. You can either decide if it needs to be skinny or need to be a little fatter. You can just decide for your fish, and you space out accordingly. Space, and you draw in the fin.
Do you think it is necessary to build acrylic on press-ons to make them thicker?
I don't think it's necessary at all, because one beauty about press on is that because it's thin, it's flexible. If your client bump it into some things, what happened is, just because she stick it on her finger, it's not gonna be very permanent. So it's more likely will pop up her finger and then she glue it back on. So for that, the strength I think is unnecessary. For press on, it doesn't need strength like typical nail does, because it's not permanent. In certain occasions, yes, you can use acrylic on it. It's not a bad thing neither, because if I were to use build a gel for some special effect that I'm going for, then acrylic will just be the same. It just makes the nail a little thicker, and it will no longer be flexible. It will be hard at that point. So I think that it's unnecessary if you don't need to do any kind of special effect that require you to build to encapsulate. But it's not a bad thing neither. It's not like if you do it, it's you'll be in trouble. It's not. Yeah, that's the freedom there. Okay, so I'm gonna go crazy up here, and I'm pulling it into a point. That's how a fin work. Just whatever I do, I can go crazy, but you need to put it into a point.
Which gel polish works good for drawing to avoid thick layers after top coat?
That will be gel polish instead of gel paint. So as you see here, you see my detail. It's very detailed, but it's very thin. It's because I use something like art gel just for these lines right here. Like, let's say, I'll show you an example. So I use art gel for this little line because art gel is very stable. It doesn't run on you. So I use for line, but if I want to fill in, I'm not likely will use art gel unless it's very thin detail like this. But for this, I'm not gonna take art gel. I'm gonna try to cake it in because this build a fine line. So now I will take something like this. This is a gel polish. I call it Pigment Base. It's a gel polish, just like all my gel colors that I have, and it's thinness. So I'll show you right here. See how thin it is? Because it's fluid, it's runny. So you just put in a small amount and it will cell level. It will all smooth out inside. So that way better than gel paint if you choose to fill in. But then look at the edge of the shape right here. Just because I use gel paint to do it, it doesn't run. It keeps my shape. If you use gel polish at first, it's gonna be like a blob. If that makes sense. So for something like gel paint, I love to frame it because it keep my shape. You see all the shape right here is keep. It doesn't alter the shape because it's not runny. It's thick. But then the gel polish inside, I only need a small amount so it's nice, it's smooth. That is how you paint. You know exactly what material you're looking for and don't depend just on one material because something that made for this, that's not very good for that. And something made very good for that, it's not very good for this. So make sure you understand your materials. Now, I'm already done. The rest will be black. I'm drawing the black fish. So I'm gonna clear this. And you probably didn't expect that it start out with a nude now because you see all blue, all majestic right here. But I start out with a nude background because it's natural and it's light. It's help make color. If I don't have to, then I probably wouldn't do blue. Like I wouldn't do something like blue first and then trying to put nude on top. I would do nude first and put blue on top. That's the color order that I go through because you have to recognize which color is stronger and which color is weaker. And most likely we use a weaker color first, so the stronger color can be easily be on it.
Thank you, Abby, for answering that lady's acrylic question.
Okay, so now we have to switch, right? We have to yield art gel black. Here I have some that I already prepared for you with my organization. Okay, let me search for art gel. Oh, right here, bing bing.
Bing bing.
So this is a name for it, Tinovo Art Gel Black. And it is in, let me see the categories in. It's in art gel category. That the category is in. Okay. Black art gel. So organized.
It is. They said everything's perfect
everything
except for you
perfect.
sound like your throat is a little dry, is what they said.
And I have established that all my product go to the left and my brush is on the right. This time. Before I'm not conscious and you see my product like all in front of me, but now I have decided. It took me 3 days to learn that system. I keep forgetting the first day, but now I'm more organized. See, all the product go here.
Tanya says she wants to know how the trip went.
The trip went fantastic.
Matter of fact, we even thought about her, didn't we?
Yeah, we have a meet and greet in Anaheim, and the line was so big that the security have to end up happen to cut off the line and say there is a limit.
Yeah.
So they end up
they didn't notice I snuck Melly into the front.
Yeah. I mean, it take me about 5 minutes to meet a person. I'm not just gonna like hi and then take a picture and then be gone. You know, I was like who the hell are you? You know, I need to know you. Yeah. So it's gonna take me at least 5 minutes to even know you, and hopefully remember the name. So I mean, actually, it take like 15 minutes.
Well, what they did is they tried to get.
They asked me things, so I get carried away. Okay, now let's zoom in. So there is a black art gel. I already cleaned my brush a little bit with alcohol. I have to always roll it in just to saturate it and stroke it out. That's another habit that took me a while to adapt. You need orders. You need order to be success at your craft. Okay, now I'm gonna draw the body of a fish, and when it comes to the body of fish, please don't try the concept of the teardrop. It will not work because the tail is way too long for a teardrop. Most people, they would try something like this. They would try to do a teardrop, and most often the tail end up too small, you know, it's not qualified. So what you need to do is build it at like a football shape like this. That is the body of the fish. And then the tail are like a tube shape like that. And then you blend it in together. And then the fin here and the fin here. So you have to like, and then the tail here. So you have to like cut the fish in half just to prevent proportion distortion.
Proportion distortion.
So I'm gonna focus on its body first, and it's a pretty fat body. A very healthy fish. And then the tail, I'm gonna draw it after. So time to draw the body. First, the side of the fish is about yay big, okay? And I'm going in for the mouth. So first, I have to have some flat P for the mouth. It's not a V. It have a mouth. Most people draw a fish like this. They give it a nice like arrow mouth, and it look like a shark. So just know that it have a mouth. It needs to be flat right in front. Right here.
Thank you, Dominique.
It's a fish.
Said congratulations on 1.1 million.
Thank you, my love.
Passing all the OGs.
Okay, now slant it in. See, it's a fish. It's have a mouth, and you know what? It have an eye, but I'm not gonna worry about it now. Okay, so normally I wouldn't end the body, but I'm gonna do it for your sake. I'm gonna end the body just so you can visualize what you're drawing, and then the tails, you need to blend it out accordingly. I need to take a look at my fish. Let me see. If the tail like this, I probably can make it a little bigger on the fish. Let's make it grow right there. Okay, now I'm happy with that. That's a good body. And you know what? Let's fill it into, just for your sake, let's fill it in with shadow. I'm not going to use an art gel to fill. You can, but why? Use shadow. Use a gel polish to paint. And you don't have to switch brush, but I'm going to switch brush just because. Coloring brush. See, order, organization. Okay. This brush can absorb a lot of gel and it can smooth out. Look at how amazing this is, you guys. Feeling in heaven.
Blue maximum.
Before I use my filler brush, but now I'm gonna use my filler brush just for shading. Like if I have it again, I'm gonna name it small, like a tiny shading brush, something like that. But for this, I'm gonna call it coloring brush because it's amazing. It's a liner brush, but it's so thick. You know, it's not a thin liner brush. So people couldn't use it for lines. because it's impossible to do line. But the body is perfect to soak in all these nice, wonderful colors. Okay, I'm back to the 10mm now.
Abby wants to know what the difference is between the coloring brush and the round brush.
Oh, the round brush is really big. The round brush, I not often use it for fill in. I use it for like flower stuff. Let me show you the round brush again. The round brush are really big. The pointy brush are way bigger than the coloring brush, but the round brush are bigger, even bigger than the pointy brush. So when I use a brown brush, I would use it for like, let's say I want to draw a flower. I do it for this. This just because it's strong, it can press the metal like that. So I use it for special stroke. But to fill in, I have to use a tiny little head. I don't want to use a tiny little head. It's so stiff when you use a tiny little head. So what I do is, let me show you the coloring brush again. Look at this heaven. The side, the length of it, it's just like a liner brush. So it can move like this. Let me show you the way it's moved. It can move like that. Look at it body. It can twist. It's beautiful. But because of the volume, it can fill. That's why it's beautiful. It's fill. The liner brush are a little irritating and annoying to fill. If you ever use a liner brush to fill, and then you end up moving on to the coloring brush, you see the difference. The liner brush. Let me get the liner brush out. The liner brush, I have to like, it's annoying. Like look at the way it's moved. It's annoying. Where the coloring brush is like in one swoop. But if you end up using just a head, just because it's just like a liner, the head, you can go really thin like that, or you can go thick. See, it's a little diverse. But don't use it for line. Just use it for coloring and shading and all that. Okay, now I'm gonna draw the tails.
Abby wants to know what's on the other side.
Oh, okay. No, it's just a single brush. Eventually, I want to move most of my brush into a single head brush. Or I might carry both. I carry a dual and single. But the reason why I decide to move on to the single head, number one is it's cheaper. Number two, when people buy a brush, they can buy specific. And I rather people to buy Pacific now, because before it's a really cool concept having a double head, but now as we move into more brushes, I want the purchase to be Pacific. So this coloring brush right here, it's like this. You can leave it like this. If you choose to work at your station a lot, you can just leave it like this. Or if you choose to be on a go, then you peel it up and close it, and you can put it in the purse. And the length is appropriate because I have been wanting a cute little box to put brush in for a while, but my double side brush are very tall. Like it's hard for me to find a container for it. But with this, easy breezy and cute too. So that's my plans.
I feel like it helps people like me that have one thought process.
One thought process.
When you grab a 20mm, you need to know what's on the other end, and there's just
right. Like when I because I'm a pro, so I like ombre flat. I remember like that. But for beginner, they may like ombre, and then I want an ombre brush, but then I have to buy a flat. Or what the flat used for? You know what I mean? So easier with just one head. It's easy for people to be like, oh, I want a coloring brush. That's what I'm here for. So I'm gonna buy the coloring brush specifically. A decision that I'm torn it with, should I keep the double-sided brush or get rid of it? I might just keep it.
Keep both, because
keep both.
Some are
some like this, some like that. A stroke for a fork or something like that.
A stroke for a fork.
Same stroke for a fork. Oh, different stroke, different
strokes for different folks.
Different stroke for different fork. Oh, fork. Different stroke for different fork.
Folks. F-O.
Different fork. Okay, so now you already color in the tails. So I can use a liner brush to smooth out the body. Of course, you can just really do everything in one swoop. But I like to break it down like this so beginner can understand it easier. And you can cure this or you can keep on drawing because it's already framed with art gel. So it's very stable for the body. I'm going to go ahead and line in it right now.
And honey shy, want to know about any tips for
the 7mm
beginners? My strongest thing,
watch me.
I think, would be watch him.
Watch me.
But go over the circled highlights at the top of his page, specifically brushes.
Yes.
And to me, that's if I was getting into it, would be the first place I would want to.
Yes. So you can see right now, like I'm going in, and I haven't cured this yet. So normally I would do that, but let me tell you something. One of the reasons why you should cure it, because if you're not careful, you see the hand that I anchor right here, the fingers. I have to anchor it at all points. I cannot let go of it and just hover and draw like this. So depending on how long the nail is, you might actually touch it. You know, if you want to move it into here, I got to, but then I have to hold this back and I might touch it in the process. So if you want to avoid that, if you're not a finger acrobat like me, you want to avoid that problem, because when you wear gloves, you couldn't feel the gel you touch and you might smudge it, and you might take that and you might grab onto a different bottle and gel might get on it. It might get messy, sticky. So cure this if you want, then you'll be avoiding that problem. Oh, thank you, Danielle.
Seriously, you're so cute. You missed your whole bunches.
Thank you. I have been prepared for March because, as you know, when I go on my trip for about 10 days, I have totally used all my content that I have prepared for in advance before that. So when I go home, I'm empty-handed. So I have to take like a week or so to prepare the content for March. I'm in March now completely. Pisces will be the start for March. But March, I'm not taco, just a clover and leprechaun, just so you know. I'm taco green. March for me is about refreshing, it's about rebirth, it's about spring, it's about green, blue, all the fantasy, all the ocean fantasy are coming to me, all the fairy, a lot of fantasy, dragons, stuff like that. That's all for March.
March is whimsical. Is that what I'm hearing?
Fresh, blue,
Gross.
green. You see shade of blue, shade of green. Not a lot of red. You probably wouldn't see red at all. Pink, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Even the pink is probably like psychedelic colors. A lot of rainbow colors. Okay, so now it's clear. So I'm safe. So I can be more confident now. It's just up to you. Different stroke for different folk. Different stroke. Oh, this is a 7mm. What am I doing with the 7mm? I'm go back for the 10mm. When I do long line like this. Now short line maybe 7, but long line like this, I use 10. Okay, make sure you anchor yourself well and go for it.
Go for it.
Remember, if you want your stroke to be whimsical and thin, then you use just the tip of your brush. Release all the pressure. See, if you look at the brush I'm using, I'm just touching the tips. Just the tips. Now, get over here. You should pay attention. It's get a little tricky. See that? See that? Now, the white underneath here, what should we do? But the flow of this is like this, okay? It's from underneath and it flow into the right, okay? But this piece cannot flow the same way. It's different. It's folded. You can. I show you before. Look at my brush I'm running through. It goes like this and like this. So the flow should be like this. Optical illusion. Word practicing just to learn how dimension and all that work. See that? And just because this piece is on top and this piece in the bottom, later on I have to put shadow in it. Okay, be patient, be patient. Okay, this one I'm gonna use the same concept too. So it's a solid piece. I'm gonna use the same folding concept just to show you. Okay, so it's run all the way up here, passing this. And this run all the way up here and it's folding down like this. And then this folding down too. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. I transformed it into a three-dimensional flown curtain pattern. Make sure you rewatch that part many times. Now Tara put it on YouTube. You can just pause it, okay? That's the important part is optical illusion. And many things we do have optical illusion in it. And if you don't practice what I just showed you, when the time comes, when I fold, you'll be like, for what? What? For what? You don't want that. You want to know exactly what I'm doing. See, this flowing this way and this flowing down here. Okay? That's how I fold it. Okay, now, fin is easy.
Everybody misses you, Winnie.
I'm here now. I have to get all of that done for me to be on here. Yeah. And I, by the time I almost finished getting done, I was like, should I go live now? Because I already finished all the video. I haven't completed, but I finished all the video. I said, should I go live now? But at that point, I'm already posting 7-day worth of old work that I do last year. I'm like, I can only go for about 2 more days. That's all I can afford. So I can afford to go on live. So I have to spend a day. I whip out all 10 sets. I finish all 10 sets in one day. And then the next day, I take picture, video, and now I'm here. And now I'm here, but I already done this. So I'm not in high stress. Not like normally I'm stressing, but normally I couldn't be distracted because I need to finish this. But now I already finished. I'm good. And I prepare. Everything is so organized. Everything is so well prepared.
Uh-huh. And can I get a little bit of credit for my efficiency? Because I, so that you could get done quicker, left you alone for 7 hours and 34 minutes.
Yes. Hear this.
Talking about missing someone.
So at this point is where most people get discouraged because the body is like this and the tail is like this. It's black and white. It's not blended. So when you look at it, you'll be like, what the hell is it? Is it a carrot? Is it a radish? Is it a black radish? What is it? For it to get from here to here, you have to know that the step, and you cannot jumble it all together. You have to separate your step. I'm done my framing. I'm done my filling. I'm done my line. Now it's time for me to shade. You have to know your step ahead. When you know your step like that, you have faith in it that it's going to look beautiful like this. Okay, now it should look like a carrot in a nude background. Okay, you have to look past it. Get this? And something simple like this is a problem for a lot of artists. They cannot see. Some artists can see. Some that are naturally gifted, they can see the finished result. And some, when they learn it from someone else, then all they know is that when they experiment with something like this, they couldn't see past that. So you have to know that the step, now we shade. And what we do after we shade, we add the more details. And then what we do after that, we put on some blue. And then we put on another color, blue to shade. So just to know this beauty come in 2 colors, not in 1. See, you have to know the step for it. And then you just wait for all this dazzle. You have to mat it. And then you can put bling on it. And then you can put Pixie Gel on it. But that's step for everything. Okay, so let's take this carrot. And let's add eye on it. Just to comfort most people. Usually I go for shading right away. I shade it right away, but I think I need to put an eye on it just so they can know what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so pigment base or art gel. For something small like the eyes, I prefer to use art gel so it can be stable. Let's use a 7mm brush for this. See how different it is? And they are about 7mm, but this is a 7mm that I use for detail. This is a coloring brush. But if you don't know my story, when I asked that guy, when I asked him, I say, send me your 7mm liner. Listen to this very carefully. So you know if you have a problem with drawing, you know. I asked him, I say, can you please send me the 7mm details that you have? And he sent me this. And I say, this is not a detail. I couldn't even draw a line for this. And he said, oh, let me readjust it for you. I say, wait.
Wait for it.
Even though this horrible with detail, I see a vision. So I like, okay, you know what? You readjust it for me just a little more. You make it low voluminous on the mid of the body too. So I twist it a little bit. And then I have the coloring brush made. But just so you know, if you have what you think is a 7mm, but it's like impossible for you to draw a thin line, just so you know, that's not the right 7mm. You might have one from a different brand, especially if you have a different brand. If you have my brand, you don't have to worry about. But if you carry a different brand of brush, you have to be aware that 7mm come in all shape and form. My 7mm and another person's 7mm could be day and night. So if you ever have problem with detail, you need to take a look at your brush again, and you need to know that it needs to be thin, very thin, because it needs to flow like this. It needs to carry a thin line, and it needs to be to flow. A brush like this, if I put an ounce of pressure in it, it will be thick right away. If you have a liner brush like that is a wrong liner brush. A brush that you have to like try so hard to hover, and I can barely even keep a thin line by hovering it. And if I press it a little bit, it's thick right away. Now a liner brush is this, where you run. If you press it a little bit, it's okay. See, I'm pressing it and I'm lifting it and pressing it. It's fine. It's stable because it's so thin. You have to be conscious of what you're using. See now, I have my coloring brush. I can tell you the difference. Just so you know, if your 10mm is wonky, then that's not this beauty right here. I'm testing a new 10mm right now because I need it. I need the brush to be full Kolinsky, because the coloring brush is full Kolinsky. It's not sable mix like the rest of my brush. It's full Kolinsky, so it's more quality. So I'm looking for new 10mm, but I'm telling you, I'm struggling. All the shit that they send me is so thick. I say, no, don't you get it? Thinner. I mean, I'm in the fifth readjustment right now for the 5th time that I send it back. So just so you know, for you that struggle out there, beware of the thing you use. Okay, now,
is it still acetone friendly?
Oh, completely. You don't even have to come back to alcohol.
So I don't think that anything Tina will ever get will not be acetone friendly.
Yeah, this right here is more quality than the rest. Full Kolinsky and everything. Okay, so shadow, what I'm using right here. Now I'm using it to fill in completely, to shade. So putting this in.
I think it looks dang good right now.
So you fill in the color for the tails, just a little bit right here too. The reason why I don't shade right away, because the shading process, and for me to go into shading, I cannot shade with a brush full of paint. Remember the rule for ombre, your brush have to be free of paint. So I'm wiping it on like this. I'm not cleaning it completely. I don't want it to be dry. I still want the gel to be on there for it to be nice and smooth and flowy. The gel is like oil. It's not oil, but you know, it's the feel is like that. Where if I clean it, it'd be dry, and then I need like some kind of top coat. I'm not gonna do that. The shadow gel is built for you to shade, so you just wipe it like this, and now I barely have any gel left. I'm gonna go in with a clean brush.
And what size nail are you using for reference?
It's a practice hand. Okay, this is my standard modeling nails. My square nail, which will be available soon. But this is a practice tip, so it's about long. It's not XXX long. It's about long now. So in salon, if you use something shorter, just remember the proportion. Do you see my fish? Do you see the difference? Mm-hmm. This one is bigger. This one is smaller, but everything is exactly the same. Remember that. Remember to be conscious of your proportion. And so you just fade it out just like that. See how easy? Because I'm gonna fade the rest out.
Tanya, you better stop immediately and add that to your order because it may have already went out.
Which one?
Tanya says she needs to add that to her order before it goes out.
Add what? Oh, the coloring brush?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, it's late. I mean, they may have.
Yeah. A lot of people are excited about coloring brush already because we already have order already. It's my first day that I talk about it, but I put it on the website early, and people already bought it.
Well,
but I make sure I write in a pretty good description too.
I think people are now figuring out that whatever it is that is new and you're having.
Yeah. Because I'm moving very slow right now.
You're gonna.
My product, you remember? I'm not bam 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 like before. I'm moving very slow, so you should know that any new product I have are incredible. I'm moving very, very slow. One at a time, actually.
Well, you make them act accordingly is
yeah. Heaven on shade. So drag it out however far you want to drag it out. And you can even do double layer shading, which means for this, I need my clam. The clam is sold out, but it's almost arrived.
Do you happen to know Kyla's phone number for Tanya?
417-772-4020. 4020. Yeah, you better.
Yeah, I better look it up.
No, wait. I can do this.
Bear with this time. Pen and paper.
4020. Yeah, I was right. I was right the first time. 417-772-4020. Okay, so we can do double layer shading. Like I can clamp it like this. If you order a flash cure and if they send you not a clamp because our clamp selling out, so we have to temporarily get in some flash cure for the show and it's not the clamp. If you're not getting the clamp, you have to call them and say, hey, I'm not getting the clamp. I want the clamp. You have to return it and get the clamp. I will not settle for anything else but the clamp. The clamp have been amazing. It have been happy.
What was the number? 417?
Oh, I need to chart the clamp. 417-772-4020.
772?
Yeah.
4020.
So, yeah, so you can temporarily clear this. And now I'm going to shade it individually like this.
There you go, Tanya. If I send
I'm going to shade this part alone. So this is double layer shading. I just want to show you. You don't have to do it, but I'm just showing you the option here. See, that's double layer shading. It's you don't save it as a whole. You shade each one, each of the. Very come useful when you do like human hair and all that. You have to know double layer shading. That's how you can make it extra ultra beautiful. See this? I already shaded the whole things. Now I'm gonna shade just this strand. See the difference?
It's beautiful.
Separate it. It's make it more whimsical. It's make it like it's difficult, but it's not. Yeah. You just have to separate all the part like this. Separate it. Actually, I don't really have to do that. Okay, underneath it, I'm gonna shade it as a whole. This whole thing right here, and you go down. You're not traveling in this direction. Remember, it's underneath. So this cascade a shadow right here, and it's going into this direction. Isn't this fun that I already prepared everything?
I know.
I am so prepared. Like no distraction at all. I'm feeling so chill.
Well, here,
You don't really have to flash here. I flash here because I'm dealing with a gel polish. Shadow is a gel polish, and when it comes to gel polish, it's just like a client. I don't trust them. I don't trust them. I need to flash them and move on. I don't leave them there. They can eat an M&M or whatever they do that mess it up. So when it comes to gel polish, you need a little babysitting. Art gel, I can just leave it alone. Gel polish is a little unstable than art gel. And it's unstable for a good reason. It needs to, so it can be smooth for us. It can be cell leveling for us. Okay, you need a little shadow right here and here. I accidentally overlap it. As you can see here, I accidentally push it too harsh and overlap it. With that, I keep the same coloring brush. The same coloring brush. Cleanse it. Acetone alcohol up to here, cleanse it, and wipe up the brush through. It is so diverse. And it shades very well. I don't want to call it my favorite because my favorite is a 10 millimeters. I'm staying faithful to my 10 but the coloring brush is my mistress.
Oh.
We have an emotional connection. Right at first, I only have it for like a week, but I already have an emotional connection to the coloring brush. Huh? But we don't want the 10 millimeter to hear that. It might get jealous.
Oh, yes.
And right now, I'm in the process of upgrading the quality of the crystal, so I don't want to make how it's feeling. But the coloring brush is definitely is a start this month. Okay, so I told you I'm gonna pop in the eyes. So I didn't pop in the eye. It still looks like a creepy carrot. Let's use art gel and my 7 millimeter brush to pop in the eyes for it. Okay, it starts from inside the head and it's poking out half of the circle, like this.
Reese said, all your brushes are my favorites.
Okay, see, it's a body. The eye is not starting right here on the side. It's starting in here, inside the body. And then the dome is sticking out. That is how you draw a fish eye and you color it. So the eye is like that in the bigger scale. See, I'm starting inside and I'm poking out.
¿Cuántas horas tienes haciendo ese diseño?
Oh, no sé. No sé, pero no sé cuál día, pero tengo un WhatsApp y mi WhatsApp cuando voy a live stream, voy a mi WhatsApp y video textanta. DM. Mi WhatsApp. Oh, voy a el live stream aquí en una hora más. Voy a live stream. Vámonos. Tengo el WhatsApp. Do you know how to speak Jamaican language? No, but I can try. Yeah, man. Hey, man. What do you want me to say, man?
I have a feeling they have.
Oh, like a language?
Yeah, right. You're
oh, no, no.
Accent.
No, I just know the accent, the tone, but I don't know the dialect. I just know the tone. 'Cause I know I have Jamaican friend, so I know the tone, but I didn't know they have a dialect.
And they may not. I'm just assuming.
I can only adjust my tone to make you feel at home.
To make you feel at home.
Yeah, but I cannot speak your language. I in the middle of my Spanish learning, but I haven't even learned it yet. So right now I'm very broken in Spanish.
Ooh, he said gone is good.
Really? Jamaican?
Wagon.
Ooh.
Wagon.
What is it's a food, right?
Wagon? No, I think it's what means good.
Oh, okay. The eye's a little big. I get a little carry for the eye, but whatever. And if you want some of this, you can, like if it's a catfish or koi fish or whatever, you can do that. I'm just throwing it in there, just optional for you. Just like that. Here.
So that.
Oh, and if you want, I mean, if a catfish, you have to establish what it is. If it's a catfish, then you add 2 more little things in there. But whatever. It's optional. I'm just throwing it in there, just so you're aware.
Pisces catfish?
You don't have to do that. Just for you to be aware of your option. You can make it become anything.
Anything. What about a guppy?
Okay. All my brushes are in this side. So I'm clearing that. What my next step? So my next step, I am gonna detail it a little bit. But before I detail, what if I want some of this detail, the moon, the star, to be out here? Then I cannot do this first. I have to do the background first, right? So you have to think about what you're gonna do. You have to know your step ahead. That is how people usually say, how do you speed up in salon? In salon, it's business time. It's not time like for practice. Like right now, I'm not practicing, but I'm kind of teaching. So it's kind of the same thing. That's not how you do it in salon. In salon, when you're ready to roll, you have to know exactly what you're doing. It's good to have like a sample so your client can choose. I'm a little different because when I'm in salon, I can do anything. I can do it. If they come with me with a picture, I can do that because I know layers. But if you're not familiar with layer, you have to practice first.
Yeah.
To know what you're gonna do, and then when it's time to do it, you cannot judge the orders. Like right now, I want some star and moon out here. I already decide. So I am gonna do the blue first. Okay.
Now see, if I was looking at it, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people that seen it the same way, we probably would have put the blue down first.
Yeah, no.
Then that would have been. I see now after you did it how chaotic that would have been. But
now, what I can do is I can put. Most people also think that you can do it this way. You can put blue right here before you even draw a fish. You can put blue up here.
Because that's what it looks like.
Blue down here, and then you can draw in the fish. You can do that, but you see, it just makes things more complicated. Because now, when I draw a fish, I have to cater to this blend that I already throw in. I might not know how big of a fish I'm gonna make. You know what I mean? It could be, the whole thing could be unstable. You're not gonna be in control of the proportion. If you draw on the blue first, I'm drawing the fish first because the fish is the star. Along the fish in there, I can make like this one. The fish is a little higher up. Okay, I have more space down here and more space up here. So now I can adjust my blue like that. I can make my blue right here, and then my blue a little bit up here to cater to the fish because I'm like a just like any good singer. You don't follow the music follow you. It's like that. So my fish is not gonna follow the background. My fish is gonna be on here, wherever it's one, just as long as proportion is right, and then the background have to follow the fish. That's how I want it.
You know, I with your concept, I now realize why your singing is not as wonderful as everything else you do.
Yes, when Tino sings, Tino doesn't follow the music. The music have to follow me.
I get it now. Yeah.
Yes, that's why when I sing, most of the time it's up key because I'm not gonna follow the beat. The beat have to follow me. Okay, now I'm gonna take blue. I'm using this because it's gonna be liquidy. I don't want it to be drip out from the palette. Palettes where I put a lot of gel paint, or maybe a tiny bit of gel polish if they irrelevant. But for this, I'm gonna use I'm gonna wanna establish the amount, especially if you do 10 fingers. You need containers. Now I am gonna fill it with what brush? Gotta be the coloring brush, right? Gotta be. Okay. So you can do it two ways. Because of all the intricate detail, you can go in with the detail layer first, or you can go in with the coloring brush first and then detail later. Like this. Let me show you. I'm using the coloring brush right now. Just do your best.
Should I practice with a brush or pencil first? I can't draw
brush.
for the life of me.
Brush, because pencil is different than brush. For pencil, if you practice from pencil, it's only if you want to be a different kind of artist. But for nail artists, you have to know how to use a brush because
pen.
Yeah, pen. Okay. So with that, I need a piece of paper. Okay. Now I'm gonna explain for you the difference between a brush and a pen or pencil. So a pen, when you draw, of course, most people are slanted. I never know people that draw like this ever. No one do that. Alien do that. Okay. So a pencil, this is how I draw. A pencil is a hard device, okay? If my hand is like this, I can move up. I can move forward. I can move down. And I can pull back with a pen or a pencil. And the whole time, I don't have to switch my position at all. And in doing that, it means that I can also do a curve pattern, which involve many, many turns. I can do that too. That's what a pencil or pen offer you.
Right. I get it.
A brush doesn't offer you that. Look.
Every stroke has to be directional?
Right. Look at my brush. I have a brush. I can pull back. That's the only thing that a brush can do is to pull back. If I were to move up, I can't. If I were to move down, I can't. And if I were to move forward, I would ruin my brush.
Yeah.
I would ruin my brush if I move forward.
Correct.
A brush only meant to pull. That means that a brush not going to allow me to do this, to draw a curve like this. That's not how you use a brush. So a brush, for you to move up, you have to change your angle. If you want to move down, you have to switch. See my hand? I'm switching.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to move forward, you have to switch angle. You can do that, or you can tell your client, turn your hand over, and you can pull back.
So you practice with a pencil, you're going to screw yourself over.
Which means you don't want to draw a successful curve. I need to angle my brush from here to here. And I pull back, but then remember a curve have many turns. So I bend in the angle of my hand. See the angle of my hand, turning. For me to do a successful curve, I have to continuously switch my brush angle. And sometimes I even come back a different opposite way for me to continuously pulling it back, breaking it apart. That's why when I design like that, you establish your pattern first, and then I most often go over it again, following the pattern, but making the stroke more even. Because right now I don't have to worry about the pattern or the angles. Right now I only worry about the volume, the thickness. That have a lot to do with the pressures. So you have to know that in painting a brush, there's many parts. There's angle, the direction, but there's pressure too. So sometimes I do it twice. So remember that if you start out with a pencil, it do you absolutely no good. By the time you become an amazing artist in pencil, you go back to the brush, back to square one. All over again.
Wonderful explanation too.
You're welcome. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So with a coloring brush, as I say, you can either do your best near the edge, and then you come back with a 7mm. That's how you make your life easier. Okay. Because I can keep my coloring brush. This is my coloring brush. I can keep it and try to use the tips, which I can. I will show you that I can. But that is for pro, a person that are very good at releasing the pressure of his tool and use only the tip of the brush. That is for pro. Can do it on one swoop like this. Okay. The way I move, see, I'm moving fast because I'm just using the tip. So the way I move fast, if I move slow, I might actually unleash my pressure and press it down. So when I move fast, it's like tickling, it's like French tickle. It's helped you stay on top. But when I move slow, I might sink. So when I move fast, it's like that. It's like dusting. You can use the tip of your brush. Okay, but for beginner, if you don't want to do the French tickler, then you take a liner brush like the 7 or the 5mm, and you just calmly spreading the gel from up here down to the edge with a clean brush even. Okay, so you can do it many ways. Fanning sound better than French tickler. So I'm gonna do the same thing down here. And for this, the reason why I'm not moving up a fish, because I have a tail right here. So I can just draw one sharp line right here with blue. But with this, you have to ombre if you want to spare this. So if you don't want to ombre, then you can just move it up like this. You still have to ombre a little bit. Okay. The magic of coloring brush. Okay, so now you want to get rid of this sharp line. Get the ombre brush out. Okay, clean ombre brush. Kind of. I want to use fanning again. You want to fan it a little bit like this. Do I have? Oh, feather it. Feather is better. You want to do a little feather right here, just to make this blue a little lighter. As you can see it getting lighter. Don't move anywhere down. You keep doing that. That's the rule of ombre. You stay here until it's perfect. Just ferring. Okay, if it get messy, that means you have too much gel on your brush. That's no gel on my brush. I'm just ferring it. Okay, now if I want to continue, I have to clean whatever mess I made on this brush. To clean it like this. There. Then I can continue. But am I moving back down here? No, because then that won't be an ombre. You have to move where the gel is thin. So right here is where it's already thin down. I'm gonna keep moving it. See that? Easy breezy. That's how you ombre. So don't get panicked, just breaking your technique apart. Clean this and then keep Keep moving up like that. Beautiful. Beautiful plan. Anybody can do that. Here it is. You just have to put your mind in orders. Don't be chaotic. I can be chaotic, but because I can. Okay. But today is very orderly. Help things go smoother. Yes. Just remember the French tickler. That is how I can keep my brush up. Cause you know when I move, if I move slow, I have to do a lot of focus. Cause if I accidentally press it, it's going down. That's how I move. But for me to hover like this, it's easier if I go like that. Cause it's just better. It's just I don't know how why it's better, but it is. If I keep moving, it helps me aim the tip more. Okay, like I say with you before, that this magical background doesn't come in one color. Okay, if there's a lady that come at you and saying, "Oh, I love you now. What polish do you use? You smack her. It's not polish you. It's just process. A shade. There's many process. This accomplished by 3 different colors: blue, ultramarine, and stained glass gels. Number 7 to create all these beauties. It's not just one colors. It's many colors. Okay, you already have a blue. It's $5 nails. Just blue. You need to add more depth, more value, more shade. So I have to use ultramarine next. Okay, ultramarine, it just intensify the depth of these colors. Let me see, ultramarine right here. With the coloring brush, again, with the coloring brush.
This is one of those sets I can't wait till we get to the mat.
Mm-hmm. I try to tilt it. When I do it, you notice the glare right here. Sometimes you gotta know how to tilt your angle so you don't see glare, so you can see what you're doing. Okay, now I want this part to be heavy.
Tanya said, God, I missed you. I get it.
I miss you guys too, but I have to.
He really did miss you guys a lot.
And I'm getting ready to have another new video format too, so it's busy time. I added a new format in.
Hello, Grace. Issa.
Okay, so after I color all that, then I can blend it out. We're not using the color brush again because it's a big blending project. I'm using the Ombre brush. Feather it out. Clean the brush with wipe it, not clean it. Don't dip it into alcohol or anything. You just wipe it with paper towels. And then you just ombre it. I already showed you the technique of ombre. It's a rule that you have to obey.
A rule you have to obey.
It's a rule that you have to obey for you to do a beautiful ombre. Like this edge right here, as I told you before, you only blend a little bit up. You don't keep going. You stay right along this edge until this edge is blend and perfect and lighter than what you blend out. Okay, that's called spreading. We're spreading it, so we're feathering it up just a little bit. The first rule is don't move anywhere, don't go up. You just stay here and wait for it to be beautiful. Second rule is if you move on, you have to clean your brush. Because you're spreading it, you don't want a bunch of gel on your brush. You're spreading it. When you come back here, you focus on the new edge that you just pull out. You don't go back up here. This history up here, where all the gel is. You focus right at the edge, and you keep moving that edge out.
Are you going
until it's beautiful, perfect.
Are you gonna share
this.
what the new video format is?
You see it. see it when you see it. You know it when you see it.
You'll know it when you see it.
I couldn't explain it in words. It's just different. And I still keep my old format. I switching back. So that's more spice. You remember what I told you before? Every year I have to upgrade something. So I'm in the process of like shredding now. I'm shredding
Like a snake.
and I'm merging. Every year I go through that. Every time you see me pause live for a period of time, you should know that something is cooking. There's be some sizzling going on.
Some sizzling.
Some magic is cooking in the background. More spice. Okay. So I have the beautiful depth now. I need to take this solidness of blue and I need to marry it with a nude somehow. So that is where stained glass gel is coming in for all these beautiful details right here. I no longer wish to use nail polish. Nail polish or something that I want to cover solidly, completely, and then maybe blend out in an orderly fashion. One direction that are clear, nothing get in the way. Okay, see the deep blue blends to the light blue, nothing get in the way, everything is clear. Now, when it comes to intricate detail, I prefer to work through it with stained glass gel because stained glass gel is friendly. It's so sheer that if I forgiven, if you actually overlapping something, there's no worry there. So that's why I'm using stained glass gel number 7.
Yes,
I haven't opened this in a long period of time, so I need to wake it up again. I haven't used it in, I think, 3 months or so. 2 months. 2 months. 2 months, a month and a half or something like that. I just feel like it look like Sleeping Beauty, so I need to wake it.
Sleeping
Wake up,
Beauty.
wake up, wake up, wake up. Okay. See, nice rich color. Then this awake.
It's awake now?
Yeah.
Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty have awake. You don't have to do it every time. It's just every time you neglect certain things. When you have to kiss it. Like you kissing Sleeping Beauty, you have to wake it up. Or else it's not gonna work good for you. Okay. So I already wake my gel up, it's happy. Now I'm applying it right here. Look at the beautiful color right on the white. Like an aquatic colors. That and my blue art gel are my favorite blue. I mean, my gel color is pretty bright, but it's not as bright as this. The blue art gel are like beautiful. And then that and the stained glass gel. I have some pretty interesting color in art gel. This assemble for emerald. You thin it out and you put over white. It's this like a cool jade color or something.
Cool jade color.
Okay. You have to be aware that it's not going to be bright blue when you blend it out because you blend with nude. Nude is the family of yellow. Nude is like a yellow brown family. So when blue meet nude, it's going to be greenish, just so you know. Oh, I'm using my 7mm. Let me see what's the difference if I use my coloring brush. This gel is different. It's no longer gel polish, really. It's thinner than gel polish, so I don't know which one is good. Oh, coloring brush do just as fine at the 7mm.
My favorite gel is orange and pink.
Oh, I like orange and pink. I like pink more than orange. Most people think that black and white my favorite, so I use it a lot, but it's just because it's essential for art. Yeah, you have the shade and shadow and everything. It's required. Okay, so I color in with stained glass gel. I'm just taking an ombre brush and you just fade it out just a little bit like that. This spaceship is like swimming in space. Tara, are you a Pisces? Am I remember it right? Are you Pisces or Gemini?
Yes, she is. Her birthday is March 18th.
Ah, it's Tara's birthday.
Which is the day after St. Patty's Day, right?
So this set is dedicated to Tara then. Tara of the Pisces. Dreamy. The celestial body that the women dream and creativity with boundless imagination.
Yes, we have thought about touring possibly. And what was I thinking?
Okay, it's time for some detail. This right here is the 7mm all the way. All the smaller detail like that, 7mm. This one right here. Now I need to get my gel paint back and art gel right here.
St. Louis is in the house.
Hi, St. Louis. We're 3 hours away from you. This art gel whites right here.
You know.
Okay, ready for detail? You don't need to top coat or anything like that. You just go on it. The moon. Let's zoom in for the moon. I always go in the middle first. The middle of the moon. And then I clean my brush. Not clean, but, you know, stroke it out. At first, I go in big, and then I stroke it out so my brush can be thin. And then I start to use the amount of gel right in the middle here, and I pour it out like this.
You know.
So your line can be nice and sharp.
All the stuff Tara does for us and then everyone else in the world, you should send her that nail you're doing, really, for her birthday.
Yeah, I will.
Did you hear that, Tara? For your birthday, you send me $100, I'm gonna send you this nail.
Okay. So that's the moon. I always have a thing for the moon. It's always kind of, yeah, because of the circle, the curve. Always a little annoying to me, just a little bit. I haven't fully get used, comfortable with the moon. Okay, so I have a dot, and then of course I struck it on the palette just for my end to be sharp. You see how sharp this is, and nice and clean. So you don't have to. You don't want it to cake with gel, because then you're not gonna be able to pour it like this. See that? Nice clean brush. See, it's for beginner. I hope beginner pay more attention on this. A lot of people don't pay attention on this part, and they have like a brush full of gel. Very difficult to do this beautifully. See, I never taken any gel. I just have one in the middle, and then just go with it. So now we already know the pattern. We're gonna go crazy. We can add one right here, moon. See, the moon is always annoying to me. The curve, it has to be a perfect circle, a weird perfect circle curve. It's just because I don't have enough practice on the moon. If I do about 10 moons a day, I'll get it, but I'm not gonna do that. I have other things to do. Make some videos today too, after I'm done with live. Okay. One dot here. One dot here. One dot here. Okay. Yes, you can turn your front hand upside down just like this. talk about angle, remember?
Hey, what? So please let Tino do your nails.
Titus.
My ugly hands.
I don't even have time to do my nails. That's why I wear gloves. My hand is undone. I don't even have to do a manicure on me. It's like from my hand right now. So I hide it with this beautiful club. So you have no idea how ugly the hand is underneath it until picture day. Picture day, that's why I give it special attention on just the left hand. So it doesn't look thirsty. Okay. After that, it's pretty much done for anything that underneath the top coat. Anything on top of the top coat that's embossed. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna matte everything, and then we'll see about the Pixie Gel and everything like that, and the Majestic Blue. So this, I am gonna put on matte it. My favorite finish.
Favorite finish.
Wake it up a little bit.
Wake up a little bit.
Okay.
Yes, it's his. No, not mine. It's Tino's hands that.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't allow dust and hand to be on million of people seeing it. No, it's gonna be my hand. I have to just because of the way it's moved. Yes, I can make it beautiful, but the way it's moved is
smooth.
My client cannot move like that. My client move like chicken scratch.
Like chicken scratch is what they do?
The way I move is elegant. It's a signature move like on the teasers.
Mechanic hands or something?
Beautiful. Like it's like it's teasing and it twists. It's elegant. Yeah, all my female clients. I say, will you tour for me? They're like, oh, like that? Like this? They're like, stop moving your fingers. And they would try to be they try to be outspoken and daring and inventive, but they're not qualified for it. I mean, it's not a pose, but in their mind, it's beautiful. When you have all 10 fingers together in a line like this, and they try to make a line, and they would like, can the thumb go into the greedy?
They're greedy.
A successful pose, you have to sacrifice detail. Like you don't see the thumb because I cannot do this. It's ugly like this. But yeah, they're greedy. They try to get all the plentiful amount of finger in. Given the chance, they will put a toe in it too. But not in the same photos.
Wow. Yeah. Tracy. TLC's been doing a lot better with her pose.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good. The natural hand always win, even though
always win.
Fake hand I have because I don't want to waste so much time on my hand to nourish it until it look like a female hand. So I plan to get one of the plastic hand that I do like this. Like I was trying to get this. Yes, it's pretty, but it doesn't move. And people know that it's fake. When I look at it, like, oh, it's worked about 2 years ago or something like that. 2-3 years ago, when plastic can first peep in, it's strange and new to people. But now people know it's fake. So to me, that is not a quality set. That's why I have to nourish my hand. How was I going with it? Oh, by the way, the plastic hand. If you buy a plastic hand, before you buy it, I want to warn you that even though this is pretty, this is not for practice. It's not for practice because you cannot glue it in. You have to slit it in. Imagine file, acrylic. Now that it doesn't work. The only use that I use for this is for video making. It's replacing a person. That's the only use that I have for it at all. That is not a practice hand, but it don't look beautiful. It looks ugly like a robot. That's the one you want because you can glue it in. and file and all that. But for this beauty right here, that's not for anything but for video.
So,
okay, Pixie gels.
So, Alexa, I'd like to take the opportunity to apologize to you for Tino's insult. Not all computers or robots are ugly.
So I am using Pixie Gel Gold.
They want a Tino plastic hand.
A Tino plastic hand.
Well, you know, people knew that the pictures were so important to you, and with the beautiful art you used to put on them, they just wanted to please you, and somehow with that thought, they would get nervous as heck, and they just couldn't get that flow down at all. Back when you used to do nails, and you'd take pictures of their.
Oh yeah,
I used to love watching their struggle because they get all nervous and just holding their breath and
so petrified, stuffy little fingers that haunted me in my dream until this very day. Every time I think about posting client in the same sentence, those
and then you would
petrified, stuffy hands just flashing in my mind.
How ugly their hands was and
yes.
all the wrinkles.
I said, "Would you stop with this shenanigan? Trying to be serious about it. They have no idea what it means. They think it was beautiful. So talentless, little stuffy fingers. Okay, now let's use some gold Pixie gels.
Someone was talking earlier and they said we need to consider doing a tour. They said Arizona would love us.
You know? I love Arizona. I freaking love everything about Arizona. Oh my God. We are running through Arizona, and I'm telling you, just before I started, I just want you to know that the reason why I use Pixie Gel because it doesn't need top coat. So I matte it already, and now I put Pixie Gel on, and after I cure, I don't need to put top coat on it again. That's what makes Pixie Gel special. Oh my God, I was driving to Arizona, and I'm telling you, the beauty there is unparalleled.
Everything.
I mean, there's no tree in there. There's no tree like oak tree or cedar that you see in Missouri. But instead, there's bushes. Bushes that are like twice as tall as us. That's as tall as they get. And they're everywhere with cactus. 3 times as tall as us everywhere. So everything is green and plants-like. But the ground doesn't have grass. Doesn't have much grass. So you can see the red soil peeking through the background. It's like a perfect mixture of desert-like and lush green plant-like. And then like far in the distance where the sky meets the land, I mean, you can see like purple majestic mountain cover us. It's amazingly beautiful. It's red, green, and purples. That's the main color of Arizona. It's beautiful. And wait until you see the sunset. Oh my God.
Everything.
I love everything about Arizona. It's so beautiful.
Mountains.
Mountain and
coloration.
And vast. Everything is so vast. I mean, you can stare right so far up the distance. It feels like it's go on forever.
What in Arizona where we hit the
snowstorm?
The snowstorm in the mountains. Oh, that was fun, wasn't it?
It was really fun.
Oh yeah, some Arizona nails. You know, Tino drawed a lot of great inspiration. That's why we like to take Tino places he loves, because when he loves, it's stored in his memory bank of beauty.
Oh, and go crazy with the Pixie Gel. A bit of spare the tails and just doing the fin of the tails. Tail fin.
Tail fin.
Let's cover this one all gold.
And we had intended on taking more videos.
Yeah, but we're not good at it.
We're not at all.
When I see something beauty, I want to remember it right away so I don't have time to click on the phone. Because when I click on the phone and film it, I miss out on it. And trust me, you guys, those beauty are crappy on phone. It doesn't matter how good a phone is. It just never can capture that beauties.
Right.
Every time I look back, it's like, oh, it's so ugly. It's like something you find in Google. Okay, hear this? And remember, you don't need top coat. Now, that's a feature now. It's now the involved drawing. And then I was gonna do this for you because this is style that you can do quickly to make quick money. Because not everyone wants pictures, because not everybody is Pisces, but everyone wants this.
You know, everyone likes a yin and yang type.
Yeah. Instead of moon and star, you can just do clover.
Clover?
Mm-hmm. Imagine if it's not blue, if it's green.
Oh,
Can you put your mind that?
Yeah.
Can you send your mind that? If it's green and not blue, I'm showing you how you blend. You know, the direction of your blend. But imagine if it's green and not blue, but you have two shades. And instead of star and moon, you have gold clover everywhere. That is a Sampati set like that. Okay. Oh, I should do that.
So,
Yeah,
our gel ancestral nails, yes, they do ship to Colombia.
Okay, so now I am gonna put on this blue all over. Very easy technique too. I wouldn't even call it a technique. It's a background. It's a helper.
It's a helper?
Yeah, but for most people, they'll be just happy with this. Can make some quick money. Hear this. If you're not an artist, you can make some quick money. Just by borrowing part of the design, not the whole set, just the design. And then, I mean, you can even do like tips like that too, you know, instead of the whole nail, you can do tips. Just paint it a blue tip and then shade it in.
I just realized something that's also a plus is with your new format is doing that. And you did it on square, and then you did this one on the stiletto, which shows them how to proportion.
Yes, proportion are very important, and it's not that complicated. Like I couldn't teach proportion because you couldn't really combine it into one lesson. It's more like you should be aware of what you want to do, and if you want to do that fish, you're just gonna be like, how big is it? Now, from head to end, how big is it compared to the whole nails? What kind of space go up here? What kind of space go down here? It's just an awareness. Okay, now. I got this.
Use builder gel on your nails? Hey, boo.
No. Don't use builder gel if you don't have to. But if you want to use builder gel for whatever reason, then you can. It's not like it's forbidden. But
or do you use builder gel on your nails?
Sometimes when I need to, not for the string because I don't really pay attention to the string of the nail because press-ons is a different market than acrylic and all that. So I don't put beader gel on this for string, but sometimes I need beader gel for level or for certain special effects. And my beader gel can bloom. 3D jelly right here, it can bloom. So that's what I use it for. But other than that, I don't use beader gel just for the sake of it. I don't use beader gel in every set.
I have a Teflon matte question. I have a hairstylist that loves nails. However, the hair dye always stains her nails. Any idea if that would still happen with Teflon matte?
Teflon matte should be able to prevent it if she put it on and if she wash it right away. However, I don't want to guarantee that on hair dye, because the hair dye is not just a stain. It's a chemical process that when it gets onto a surface, it's gonna try to bleach up whatever it's gonna try to absorb into the surface. So that's a chemical reaction. So I'm not sure if it's going to try to dye the nail or not. Have her try it one time for her just to see if it works. Cause then it's gonna depend on certain brand. Like certain brand of hair dye is not very intrusive, and certain brand of hair dye that have bleach on it, and it depends on what she use. If she use something like PM Shine, it's already have bleach and color in it already, versus something else that doesn't have the bleaching process. It should have the deposit process. It's also different too. So something like kitchen stain and lotion stains, something like that, Teflon matte will be perfect for it. But something for hair dye, it might be, but it might be not for a certain brand. So have a try it one time. What I know is if she has staining problem on her mat, then Teflon matte will be a first option before matted, because Teflon matte have more resistance. The matted doesn't have any resistance. It's absorbing. So if you matte it 100%, it's gonna stain for sure. But you Teflon matte, she might get lucky. It might be get away with it. Okay. Now, I'm gonna use ultramarine gels. Let's apply on half of the top of the nails. Okay, now let's blend. So I told you before, there's rule that you have to obey when it comes to ombre like this. First rule, okay, clean brush. Everything clean. You don't want anything on here. Now, next, all you worry about is this edge right here. You have no business up here. Your brush should never even go as far as this. You only mess around here, and your job is to take this, move it down to about yay much, and you don't go down further. You stay right here, right at that. See how sticky it is? You need to repeat this within this parameter right here, so it can be nice and light and even. And the moment when you can spot out the evenness of it, you need to move on to the edge. But with this mess of a brush, no. Clean this. Nice and clean. For most beginners, this is crucial to pay attention to every detail, every step. When I come back with a clean brush, I no longer have any business up here. This is where I started. I'm no longer here. I am here. Much lighter coat. I am gonna be right here. I'm not gonna be in choose up here. I'm done up here. Now down here, I'm gonna move from here to here, about this much, and I'm gonna keep staying here until it's perfect. Spreading out the edge, okay? Right now, it's smooth, it's beautiful. I speak to you soon, hold on. Okay. I expect it to be smooth and beautiful before it's smooth and beautiful. So, German low ahead right there. Okay. So now it's smooth, it's beautiful. I need to carry on to the next step, which is the new edge right here. So again, I need this to be completely clean. You don't want any gel you're spreading. You need a clean tool. Now, up here is done business. Beautiful. You need to move on right at this edge right here. Continue blend it down. It's repetition over and over. Slight feather motion with the ombre brush. Now, when I get down here, I'm still gonna continue the mission, but at this point, I barely see anything. This is when, if it gets too dry, that because sometimes I spread it so well that there is like a thin layer right here that I still want to keep going, and it's so freaking thin and dry, I couldn't spread it anymore. That is when I might use a little bit of top coat, and this is where people don't understand. Top coat is not for ombre, it's for a certain situation like this. I'm going to use shine. For certain situation like this, when it's so thin that I couldn't spread it, it's so dry because my brush is so dry and the surface is so dry. I mean, right here, that's look like that's nothing, but I still want to matte with this flat low layer. That is when I put some top coat on my brush. But you see, I'm not leaving it smear with top coat. Your top coat can destroy your ombre. If you use top coat right at the start, it would destroy your ombre because that's adding more gel. It's not removing. So I am going to remove the top coat of the palette. So now my brush is moist because it have shine sip on it, but it's not caked with top coat. This is when I come back to this perfection right down here, and I continue blending it out for absolute perfection. That is the reason why top coat is involved. But a lot of people doesn't know, and before they even start the ombre, they make sure that the ombre cake it with top coat, and 100% failure every time. If you start it with a brush cake with top coat, you start it with a clean brush. You only need top coat if you need it right at the end, or to a certain gels, but gel polish you just start with an empty ombre brush and matte everything, and then we just go back with Pixie Gel for whatever detail we want. Now, I'm gonna prepare the third nail because
you're impatient and you hate waiting on the cure.
No. Oh. I am gonna prepare another nail exactly like it because even though it's not included on here, I want to show you the option. You can use 3D gel leaf special effect blooming on ink to make bubbles. I'll show you. It's not included in this set, but it's a possibility for you to alter your set just a little.
Yeah. So glad I left work early so I could see the set. Oh my goodness.
This is a little thick. Let me remove some extra gel. It's like 100% opacity, so I don't need it to be. Let me see. Is it 100%? Yes, it's 100% opacity. I write it in here too, just so you know what you're dealing with. I deal with 80% opaque, I deal with 90% opaque, and I deal with 100% opaque. And then something like our milky color or 50% opaque for different purpose. So I write it right here just so you can be aware of what type of gel it is. Hear this?
Do you prep your nails with builder gel? No?
No, I don't. If your customer requests it, then you can either comply with them or you can explain to them the unnecessary of it. Because people doesn't really break press on. People break acrylic nails because it adheres to the nail bed, but people don't break press on. People just pop press on up. When they bump into something, it's pop up, and they glue it back on. How they do it, but they don't break them. Now, if your client is a special case, then what you do is you either comply, as I say, if they break and they press on, if that is a reason, then you comply with them. You put some builder gel on there just to make it harder. But a person that break and press on, that probably will break the builder gel on it too, because breaking is not about how thick the nail is. It's about if it's hard or soft. And for press on, the reason why it doesn't break because it's bouncy. It's like that. How can it break if it can move like that? Have you ever take a nail and break it? You can't break it. It's bent, but it don't break. So remember, you explain that to your client. Because most people are unaware of the unnecessary of things because they see other people do something, like acrylic on toe. Some of my clients just want acrylic on their toe, but when I ask them why, they have no idea why. They're like, other people do it. No, you only put acrylic on your toe if it's ugly.
If it's ugly.
But if it's pretty, you don't put acrylic on toe. It's beautiful. You just take good care of it and paint it with gel. Gel stay on forever on toe. You don't need acrylic. Acrylic is for people back in the old day when they don't have gel and they use nail polish and it chip up their toe. But nowadays, toe doesn't chip. Toe stay on for months, 2-3 months. Yeah. If you do pedicure, you know, your client come back and it's like it's become a French step because it grow out so long. When I do nail for my client, when it comes to ombre, I can do this, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna turn the hand upside down so I can go down because it's easy for me to go down. If you still see streak, then you should still mess with it. You still ferret until it's perfect. Because when you come down, it's hard to come back up. So when it's perfect, now you can continue. And remember, clean your brush all the way through in between the process. This is a dry brushing process. And see, right now, you see my nail move? Let me zoom in. Right now, right here, you see my nail move? Because it's so dry already. It's too perfect. It's so dry that I still need to keep going. That is when I use Topcoat.
So in that situation, you would turn the customer's hand around? Yes.
Yeah. Like this. If they hand like this, you just move them like this. That's it. And then you don't grab the whole hand. You just, because the hand, you just let them be. You just let them be like this. And you just grab the fingers.
Fingers, I like the way you said that.
But a lot of people are more barbaric, so they have let me show you. Customer can be very barbaric. They can try to help you and all that. Dustin is my customer. Okay. So when you're about to move the hand, you don't need them. You need the help. If they try to, like, you don't need I don't need your help. You rest it in my hand. Okay. So you hold in the hand and you turn it like that, upside down like that. Okay.
And then
if they try to move, you don't move. Let it be.
you just smack them.
Right. It's my job. It's not your job. Let it be. So whenever I do the hand, I turn it around like that, upside down. And then naturally the hand will be a little cupping like this. But if they have petrified chicken hand, then do like this, do like this. Some people have petrified chicken hand and wouldn't bend. But for normal people, it's slightly bent. That's how it normally does. So when you turn it on, the hand is rested on the table and you just, see? You're just holding the hand and you paint. Just like this. Like naturally bend. Okay? So that almost a seamless motion. When you do it now, it's seamless. Okay? Just let the hand rest on the table. But don't try to do any more than that.
See how easy he got me to cooperate?
It should be very easy.
Me a couple times.
I literally don't tell my client. I don't do anything. I just my hand just like that. Like, give me your hand again. When I do that for my client, like, watch me. My hand is just like that. Like I do that, and they look at it, they know immediately. When I do that, it's automatic. It's a one swift motion. Because they know. They know that if they don't follow, I'm gonna do it anyway. If they try
gonna do it anyway.
If they try to be petrified with me, like uncooperative or be on the phone with a cousin, I'm gonna move it anyway. But now you're gonna know. Cause now you're gonna be like, what happened, right? But I'm in control of their hand, so most of the time they know they bend automatically. Okay. So these now I have two identical
Barry and Becky.
one. I'm gonna finish it with matted and put some nice detail on it. Yeah, Becky. When I first met her, before she was 10, she was wild. Okay, from the posing to the way she carried herself when I was doing her nail, like, use her fingernail to pick a pizza. Audacity to order pizza. We all know, we're American. We all know that when it comes to pizza, it's hard to eat with a fork. I have
It's
my
not
fork.
built to eat with a fork.
The moment Becky decides to order pizza, I already know, bring out a fork. But yeah, sometimes still want to chance it. Like, let me pick it up so to what my nail doesn't touch the pizza. Yeah, right. Come back with a handful of oil. She's wild. She's from the jungles. But I have spent years sculpting her into this obedient client that make my life easier. But when I first met her, it spent like 6 months to even broke her. Becky was wild. Okay. So this is what it's like when it's matte. Now use Pixie Gel because you don't need top coat. I always use Pixie Gel on top of top coat because of its unique, amazing ability. It doesn't need top coat. It high shine, and it's beautiful in general. I never use it underneath the top coat because it disrespect its ability. If I were to put Pixie Gel on and top coat it, how dare me? You know what I mean? I always use it embossed because that's what it's built for. It doesn't need top coat. And it's just a beautiful creature in general.
He said, I'm working with flakes right now. Let me just tell you. Let me tell everybody, I've purchased Tima's flakes and I've purchased cheap flakes, and real flakes are far superior.
Yes, it's adhere automatically. Like even on a no white background, still have a gem of adherence. It's adhere into the surface, and you can blend and melt it into the surface. Versus my Martha Stewart day.
My Martha, yeah.
I'm always go back to Martha Stewart because that was where I came from. I am the kind that will go to Hobby Lobby, an art store, to buy my material instead of going to a nail supply store.
Well, they didn't have all that back then either, though.
They didn't have that back then. That's why I choose. I live in an art store. That's where I came from. And Martha Stewart was my best friend. I buy everything from her. I buy flake from her. I buy bead from her. And let me tell you, it's nothing close to nail product, to product that built for nail. Her bead are like bleeding. But back in the day, for a bottle of bead, I'm not gonna go online and shop for that caviar bead. So I'm using Martha Stewart bead for a long time before I let me buy a bottle. And when I buy a bottle of bead that you couldn't even melt it, it doesn't fade. It's shiny. When I compared it, it's like plasticky compared to Martha Stewart. It's day and night.
Day and night.
Yes. But it took me all the way back to Martha Stewart. I buy like 20 different color flake. And it's always poking up. It's horrible. And it's so stiff. It's petrified. I don't like things that are petrified.
So you think you just had 20 glitters? Is that what you think you're thinking?
Well, 20 at first, and then I keep buying it because it's so cheap. It's like 20 bucks for 20 bottles. It's so cheap. And the packaging, the damn Martha Stewart, her package got me. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. The package is in this beautiful box. That's a clear plastic cover. All the color are lining, all beautiful. There's a sparkle going on there. The brand, the name, everything is so beautiful and perfect, except for the product. And
except for the product,
you don't think about that like that when you're at the store.
Sure.
When you're at the store, you have a high of shopping. You don't think about the consequences.
The consequence.
As long as I have my Visa card, I'm good. I'm in control of whatever it is I put in my card, and I go crazy. And when I come home after a week or so of messing with it, there come the regret. But it's always after. So obviously I didn't done it once. I done it many times. Years. It was a phase. So from now, every time that people complain about their flake, it's always bringing me back to Martha Stewart. I always say, where have you been buying it? Because people think that thing is the same, and it's not. Nothing is the same. Even with the liner brush, I show you nothing the same. Same name maybe, but not the same making. And I want to show you. So a nail like this, as I say, is easy money. You can easily change the green. Still keep the blue on emerald mixed with green. Fade it down. A two-tone, you can use any color you want. And then matte, and then add embossed detail on. That's something you can do. But since it's a Pisces set, I also show you some interesting thing that 3D jelly can do.
Oh.
That I don't show often. But every time we do water aquatic design, I want to show you because this is a builder gel. But it's the most popular builder gel that we have. Why? Because besides that building, it have other ability. It have a couple more different ability. Like its ability to be no wipe. That also can be useful for builder gel. Not for a building process, because in the building process you have to reshape it anyway. So with that, you don't need it's no wipe beauty. But when you do an embossed design, it's no wipe beauty allow for you to clump it.
No wipe ability.
You can clump it. And the most unique ability that it has, it can bloom ink into a perfect circle. Because blooming gels, like my shine did right here, it can also bloom ink, but it shoot out like a firework. Let me show you. So I have with me shine it and 3D jelly. I will show you what it does.
Hey, Tino. My acrylic keeps building up in my brushes and is ruining them. Do you know of any techniques I can do to avoid this problem? Ooh.
Okay. So first, if you take it on your brush, you just soak it in that stone for an hour, and then the acrylic will thaw out, and then the brush will get a little drier. When you do acrylic, you have to be well aware of this.
You gotta be aware of everything, if you ask me.
Like I have some leftover liquid. I'm going to use my leftover liquid.
Leftovers. You got some leftovers?
When a person scoop a bead, and this is clear, which means it's more runny than the normal acrylic color, you have to be well aware of what you're using, because acrylic dry differently. When it's colorful, it's dry differently than when it's clear, because when it's clear, it's pure. And when it's colorful, it has been mixed with pigment, so the dry level is different. But when you take acrylic, you always have to press it out. And the reason why people press it out like this is so they can spread out the bristle. That's get rid of anything in between them. It have to be smooth for acrylic to flow smoothly through a surface. And then you cannot let it drip. You have to reduce the amount of liquid a little bit. But when you pick it up, first, the amount of liquid will determine how the bead get picked up. If it's small or if it's runny. If it's small, then it's not going to take enough. If it's runny, then your bead just drip. So you have to be aware of the ratio that you put it in. But most people don't know is when you first put it in, the first stage of an acrylic is called a cooking stage. And at this point, if it's runny, it's not ready. Like right now, my acrylic is perfect, so I can scoop it. Okay, like this. I can scoop it, and I can start stroking it.
So you're waiting for it to firm up a little bit.
Right. But let's say when I pick it up, if I don't wait for it, then I have to be well aware that it's gonna run, okay? So I put it on and I have to be well gonna run. This is not the time for stroking. This is a time to nudge it in to prevent it from falling on to side, and you will keep nudging it because it's cooking it. You have to wait for it to cook. Right now, if you stroke it, it's gonna get into your brush right away. When it's ready to be stroked, this is a time when it's done cooking. That means it's still mountable, but it's not runny. It's become like jello. There is a time when you can take more liquid and you stroke it, because at this stage, the outer layer is already nice and dry. Just the inside is still mushy. So you can form it now, because now it's not gonna get into your brush because it's not wet anymore. It's have become polymerized already. So now is the time for you to stroke. So when you scoop an acrylic, that you have to divide it into two stages. The first stage is the leveling stage for you wait for it to cook. So you have to, your job only is to keep it from falling. That's your only job. And people in a panic and they put it on the stroke immediately. Huge disaster, because at this point it's not ready for you to be scooped. At this point it's still trying to level itself out and it's trying to form. So make sure that you're well aware of your timing, because right now see how clean, nice and clean it is. You put it on and stroke immediately, you will be in trouble, because that's not the time for you to stroke. It's still wet. And what wet stuff do, it sipping into the brush. So you don't want it to be wet. You just touch it lightly like that on the side, and that simple action is a lot of trouble for people because they panic. They're not ordered. Their mind is not ordered, so they put the acrylic on. I tell my student, I say both sides. You know what they do? They're like, oh, this is not one. I tell them one on each side. That's it. Move on. They do this. Oh, on the right. Oh, the left. The left. Oh, the right. They are contemplating and they're not ordering, because when you put the bead on, your only process is side, like this. Let me do it again. When you put the bead on, let's say it's very runny because I put a lot of liquid on, but if it starts to drip on you, 1, 2, 3,
you just have to
4,
be slow and steady.
That's your only mission, and you keep your mind in order. This is not the time to do anything else but that. Okay, when it's stable, this is a time for you to blend. And blending come in many forms, because the first bead are never the same. The second bead, because it's blend to the first, so it's different. I start stroking it early, but the first bead is not the same. Like this is my second bead, so I start stroking it right away. Where if I do my first bead, that is when people go wrong, because when they do the first piece, they love stroking, but they have no idea what they're stroking at. So let me put it on again, and this is how people stroke the acrylic. They stroke from here and they going down like that. So that's called a blending stroke, and a blending stroke is illegal on the first beat.
Illegal.
Because a blending stroke will make you run out of acrylic very fast. So now you have to try to drag more acrylic down, and that make the nail deform. It's not in order and it's not perfect. So one bead have to be moved accordingly from top to bottom to ensure that there's voluminous right at the bottom too, like this. So you don't stroke over it, but you stroke to it like this. When you first put it on, you first always left, right, one, only one on each side. There's no need for panic. As long as you're doing this, it will not drip, because you prevent it from dripping while it's cooking. And yeah, you can nudge it down a little bit, just because you know that at this stage is cell level. So if it's ugly, it will come back to being pretty. But now when it almost cooked, you can tell that it's more stable. At that point, you don't want to mess it up, because then you have to fix it. At this point, you're ready for stroking, and you stroke from here to here, here to here. You have to keep the volume right that you don't go over it, but you stroke to it like that.
He does explain.
See,
perfectly.
when I go down, I still have more acrylic because I don't stroke over it, because that's a blending stroke. This is called not a blending stroke. Let me make up a name for it. This is called how you force a cattle to go into, like
shoot,
like forcing it. You forcing it. You don't stroke over it. You're not smoothing. You guiding it down.
It.
Yeah. So you have to be careful of your stroke. It's not a slanted stroke. It's a straight stroke.
Like sculpting. Yes.
Right. So when it's down, it still have volume. That's why you don't run out of acrylic. That's make your nail doesn't break. But the next bead is not that. It's not a sculpting stroke, because I don't want my end to be voluminous. I want my end to blend in with the first bead. So now that is a technique that people use for ombre. It's called a blending stroke. A blending stroke you still put on and you still watch it. If it's ready to go, then you go. But if not, you still nudge it, nudge the cuticle, nudge the side. You keep jumping around like this, but I'll never focus on just one spot. Just keep nudging around, just to keep it at bay. Make sure your nail bed is completely covered, because when it's done cooking, it's too late to spread to the nail bed. It's not on the cuticle now. Now it's too late. Now I have to put on another bead. Because if you start to press it on the cuticle now, it will cause lifting right away. So now you need to take more liquid, and you just blend just the edge, not up here. Up here it should be sound level, because now it's not a time for nudging it, because if you nudge it, there's gonna be indentation. So now is a time for smoothing, blending. Go right here. When you smoothing, you first use a tip. If you ever need the strength of the brush, the trick is not to press and increase pressure, but the trick is to use the body of the brush and run it through.
I think that's the most important thing, is using the body of the brush.
Right, because people don't know and they press it. When you're working with something like this, yes, you are sculpting, but you're sculpting now. It's nice, light, and delicate. So there's no need for muscle strength. You just need to use the different body of the brush. This is for light stroking. This is for heavy stroking. When you first stroke, you never stroke heavy. You never use the body, because when the acrylic first start to be done cooking, it's still semi-unstable. It's gonna progress. The further you go, the more solid you're gonna get. But when it first just start to cooking, it's still melty. If you use the body of the brush, guess what? Acrylic will get in it right away. When I first start stroking it, I always use just a tip. I just tip it a little bit. Start with light pressure, and then slowly increase my pressure along with acrylic up the time that it's dry. How do you add perfect apex? Very simple. So I need nothing else.
Everyone's saying thank you for this.
You can skip an apex bead. You can start by forming it correctly like this. So as you know, the apex is laying right here, right on here. So what I do when I put my first bead on, I establish how many beads I'm gonna do. Let's say I'm not gonna do 2 beads. So my first bead obviously right at the apex. And my job is to guide it down accordingly, but still keep the body up here. Will I leave it gunky like this? No. I'm gonna tilt it down so I can flush it, but I'm not flushing it flat. I'm flushing it so it's smooth, but I still keep a very nice volume here. And now I'm still nudging it because it's still trying to cook. So when it gets a little more stable, I see right here, it's not smoothing back anymore. It gets a little more stable, and now it's time for me to stroke. But when I stroke, I always trying to keep this part nice and voluminous, and I stroke it all the way down. Now I'm gonna use the body of my brush. People think that if they wait too long, then it's gonna be hard to sculpt the acrylic. That is one of the reasons why they get panicked and they try to do it quick. But that I will come back to explain that the way for you to scoop the cooking acrylic perfectly, even when it's like already almost solid, you still can move it. But what I'm talking about, the apex is right here. I'm still keeping volume. If I tilt my brush and I stroke it like this, it will wipe everything up here. But the position of my brush is right here. First, I tilt the brush like this and I flush this so it can blend in, but then I stop and I switch my angle from here, I going down. So I preserve in the volume up here. And that is where your apex form, because now you can just take an acrylic and you flush the cuticle and you make sure the volume right here is decent, and then you start flushing it with the body. So you only focus right here like this. Taking a bead, and remember that right now, when I'm first putting it on, it's gonna be liquid. Right now, all I do is nudge it. You have no business stroking it at this moment. You nudge it, make sure the cuticle is beautiful, make sure that all the nail bed is covered, because this is the time that you can cover the nail bed and it would not lip because it's still wet. So you cover all the nail bed. Now, you keep doing it until it's semi-stable. When it's listening to you, that's when it's almost cooked. And you can see here, it's flushing right here and it's volume up here. That is where the apex is. So all I have to do is take in my brush and blend the edge of it down nicely.
When it listens to you.
Yes. And when I blend the edge of it down, look, if people using the tip of the brush, it's gonna be difficult to blend down. That is where they go crazy and they start depressing their brush. But no, you just switch to the middle of the brush and look at this. You from here, you run down, it's like a ruler. See that? From here, you run down, it's like a ruler. The body of the brush can do wonders for the shape of the acrylic if you know how to control all the aspect of your brush, because there's different part. There's time to do this and there's time to do that. So now you just have to use the body just to guide it in nice and straight. That's how you build an apex without doing an actual bead, because 2 is better than 3 beads. But one of the trick for you to be able to track acrylic done very well is, that's another rule, and that's why acrylic cannot be touched in just 2 days, because 2 days is not enough for a person to absorb all the rules. Another rule for a person to track acrylic down accordingly is the left, right, center part. So this now I will explain for you. When you from the center you stroke, what happened? It will splash on the side. The side will get thick, and then when you brush on the side, what happened is you flash in the center, right? The center will get thick. So because if you keep flashing on the side, you have no acrylic left. You have to keep moving on the center again. That was flashing it out. This process is out in, and it's slowly guiding the acrylic down like this. So I have with me 1 bead, and right now it's still wet, of course. So from the side, I'm moving into the center. Look how high it is. Look how high it is on the center. And right now it's still wet, so the center automatically press out from the side, and you're just moving back in. And then the center just fall out from the side. This is what you do when it's still wet. But when it's not wet anymore, then you have to do it manually. So on the side again, right now it's not really falling. So I take my brush and I stroke it down, you see. But people don't know, and they keep stroking it down and they run out of acrylic. What I do is I stroke on both sides to add back the volume to the centers. Now, when the center have a lot of volume, I don't keep moving from both sides. I go back to the center to stroking it down again, and that will splash on both sides again. So now I come back to my both side and I go in again. So it's in, out, in, out, in, out, and it's automatically leading the nail all the way down. So that is the trick of position. Pressure have nothing to do with it. People are panicked, so they add pressure. But when people add pressure, what happened? It distorts the nail. It's not beautiful when they're done. It's look like crap, so they have to file it. So the trick is to move in the brush. Oh wait, I was gonna explain 3D jelly.
They was wanting a side view. They said, "Hello, Nicole."
I was carried away.
They were wondering. First of all, they love and appreciate and thank you and all these good things.
I need to come back to my 3D jelly. But yeah, remember your stroke, because let me explain for you another thing about the stroke. Another thing is, if your angle is like this, okay, that is for light stroke because you're using tip. But for heavy stroke, if you do this, you're digging. Digging means you're digging a hole. That's how people end up taking away all the acrylic. So for heavy stroke, what you do is you lay your brush right against the horizon right here, and you ran down. So your motion is like this. From here, you go down. You go out like a ruler. You don't do this. This motion is digging motion, and people, you do this a lot and it's ruined the beat. So you have to remember, a drag is different than a dig. So don't dig. Be careful if you digging or you dragging. Remember that too. There's many different rules. That's something that it take like 6 months to train a person. It's not something that you pay for a 2-day class. If you pay for a 2-day class, you should be watching people doing it and talking about it, but they're not gonna break it down. To break it down and force,
they just keep showing you over and over.
They will show you over and over and over, and they say they will say like, you put it on and you nudge it and you stroke it down. But trust me, for me to break it down everything and have different lessons so you can learn it, it's ridiculously long, and I don't feel like doing it because it's boring. Okay, now let's come back to our 3D jelly. Okay, I have this right here.
And that concludes our...
Okay, so 3D jelly. Now, what I want to tell you about on the special ability on 3D jelly, because when you put ink over it, it blooms to a perfect circle. Where you put on this, it still blooms, but it blooms differently. Let me show you. Let me put on some shine it and I'll show you. Okay, I'm gonna put ink on it. Okay.
Hello, Lisa.
See how it spit out like a firework? It's pretty too, like a flower almost. See how it spit out? It's pretty. And do it again. So it's like a jellyfish or like a firework.
Like a
firework. So that's for shine it. But when I do bubble, I do different things. So I use 3D jelly whenever I want to do bubbles. Take 3D jelly out. And a flat brush, I'm going to apply a very thin layer of 3D jelly on the surface. Isn't it helpful? When I already done the set, I don't have to worry about finishing the set.
Right? You can go over here and teach a little bit, and teach a little bit.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
I'm so.
But don't go too much off the route. I still want it to be a complete lesson about the set.
Stay on the road. You can get out of the
line. But the acrylic is a little bit out of line. But it's fine. Just one time. First warning. Okay. Now, a thin layer of 3D jelly, because you're not trying to encapsulate in it. You only want to use it for its special ability. So just a thin layer. It's cell leveling. See how smooth it is? Now, white ink. You're not gonna shake it.
You know, I just watched you.
Every time you shake ink. And for the people that have the mystery box, the gold and silver, you use just the same, the ink, but it's just pretty. It's just fun. But you use just the same as white ink or brown ink or black ink. But
oh, you see how cute you were.
Oh. Okay, now
so I got to see it.
you want to do bubble, you just take white ink and put it on top of wet 3D jelly. The consistency control the bloom, so it's bloom out a freaking perfect circles. And yes, you can overlap bubbles, overlap each other's. Okay, so that's something cool that 3D jelly can offer you when it meets white ink, white art ink.
They were asking if you use, I don't know, but what he used was 3D jelly.
3D jelly.
And I feel horrible now.
Why?
Did you see that? Did you see those bubbles Tanya did? I was like, gosh, those are beautiful. What is But now I see there's no spoonful. It's just product.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
So now
Hear this.
I don't feel the same.
Right.
Gosh.
So that's how you can do some quick bubble. I'll show you what else you can do with that bubble. But this, how you can do some quick bubbles. It's like a $5-10 bubbles. But you can,
$10 bubble?
yeah, you can dress it up a little bit. You can add like stained glass gel in it. But it's not included in the set. It just up route a little bit.
Just on the road.
Yeah, it's just a little up route.
Driving against the traffic currently.
Stained glass gel. You know, let's use a rainbow.
I did love your bubble set. Do you have different colors of the ink, my love?
I have white because white you can put any color on. So I have white, and then you mix it with pigment. So white is most popular, and then I have brown ink for antique and distress effects, wood effects, stuff like that. And then I have black ink for marble, and later on I will have color ink. I haven't had that yet because right now you still can mix it with pigment and it can do similar things. But later on I will have like 5 bright colors for the ink. Okay, so I have some pink, yellow, and blue stained glass gels. So another thing you can do with it is you can color it. Let's see a coloring brush.
Coming in. Dang it, I just saw some questions. Dominique said something to the, I was wondering about the gold, brown gold, or I don't know.
She got that?
No.
Oh.
She's wondering if you were going to have it. When I touch the screen,
it's for mystery box only.
It's
only for mystery box.
You know, do you use stained glass gel to get your ombre background?
No, I use ultramarine gel colors. Ultramarine, I blend it over blue.
And then,
because ultramarine, it have a perfect consistency for ombre. 90% opaque. So you can apply 1 coat or 2 coats. And the 90% opacity allow it to be ombre exceptionally well and layer exceptionally well.
And then I think Doreen was asking about the 50-gram 3D jelly. If you have it, how long you've had it?
I have it. I just opened it. For like 3 weeks.
No. I mean, on the website.
I have it forever. I've been having it for a long time. Because a lot of people love my 3D jelly. So I have it in big size. Because a lot of people use it for building gel too, building nails. They just love it. They love how it moves and everything. Look this. So I have it in big size for about a year and something. A year and a half, 3 years.
I was wondering. They said you sound sick.
Oh, I'm not sick.
No.
I just maybe cigarette. I'm French now, so
Tell them
soon
about how we had to test every dispensary between here and California.
Yeah,
and it was a little rough on
when we
us.
go to California, we were bumping into so much dispensary, and I mean it is disrespectful not to stop. So I have to stop by there, and now I'm almost French. Later on, I be a full-blown French smoker, sexy French smoking voice.
Well, we gotta get you a holder.
Yes.
A fancy. I feel like you need a smoking hat too.
Yeah.
Of some sort. I mean, if you're gonna go French, you gotta,
Blue, even though the background is blue, that's what complete a rainbow. See, it's optional. You don't have to do this. I just showing you what all you can do with bubbles.
So, the mystery boxes, we are thinking about putting them.
I will put them on the website, but the people that show up to show got first dip. That's a privilege. Up the people go up to show, they got new product that some haven't emerged yet, and some that I custom mix, and then later on I will put it on the website.
And Tina's been doing nails for 15 years. We've been saying 14 years.
Yeah, I ship with friends. I ship with friends.
I'm pretty sure we're under 15 years now.
15 years, yeah.
Maybe 16.
Just know that I'm always 21 years old. I never age. I'm always 21. This year, next year, the year after that.
And yeah, we may be doing a seasonal box or.
Yeah. After doing mystery box, I have fell completely in love because it's so fun. I see that mix all these pigments. There's 9 different color pigment. Aqua is one of them. It's so fun. And then the ink, I have special ink too that I made. Just certain stickers, designer stickers are in there.
You can't tell what's in a mystery box or it won't be a mystery.
Right.
But also you were going to make a couple different mystery boxes too.
I show we have about 300 and something, $325 or $50 words, and we're able to sell it for $150. That's another thing about mystery box is it's a deal too. So
hell of a deal.
So it's kind of fun,
exclusive, and a good deal.
But I have to buy more stuff to mix. I want to mix.
He wants to mix special for everyone.
It's so fun sitting and mix all the color because I know the formula and I recorded the formula. So all the beautiful color. Okay, now.
There was a 3D mystery box kit, right? There's a 3D.
No, that's kit. That kit, but it's not mystery box. It's just kit. That's a 3D kit.
Care about showing your adorable stickers you designed?
Yes. Okay, now I'm gonna.
I thought these were so cute.
Look at my nail sticker. That's another thing that I am starting to get addicted to stickers. Do you guys want to buy a sticker? I will put it online if you want to buy it. Not this one, but like if I have like an idea or something like that. I don't want to sell T-shirt.
No.
I want to sell stickers.
Idea about making the press print things for them.
Dreamtime have a crystal transfer system, so I can make crystal transfers.
Abby says I will buy all your stickers.
That is so cute. That sticker that I just show you. That is so cute. But now you just need to put some dot and some line in it, and it become bubble right away. It's like magic. It's definitely easy. I mean, you didn't see me even paint and shade or anything. The stained glass gel, that not even count. That's so easy to blend. But I just put on 3D jelly. I drop white ink on the surface so it becomes circle. Work for you right away. Just immediately, bam.
Design.
And then you put some stained glass gel, whatever color you want on. It's like ridiculous easy to put to blend. And then now you add some line on and voila, bubbles.
Voila. I love you.
Could become an addiction, just so you know. Look at realistic looking too. Can become an addiction, just so you know. Another thing you can do, okay, so for people that, you know, pay only like $15 or whatever, you can just top coat it. But for people that pay extra, you can do a little more. You can mat it and then put shine on the bubble only.
Man, those are just so badass.
Let me mat it. And then I put shine on it. Shine, you can put shine it or 3D jelly. But let's mat it first.
Donnie says I'm addicted.
And just so you know, stained glass gel can be wiped off and it will be no top coat. It can be wiped off with alcohol. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put matte on it.
Well, everybody, you know.
The bubble video that I posted was last year, so it's not updated. This right here, way easier. Yeah.
So, everyone's really liking sticker ideas also.
Yeah. I need a saying.
You got to remember.
Hear this.
Yes.
And then something else.
Just the tip.
No.
Top by Tino. Some kind of little
Yeah.
official seal on them. That way they can, you know. And probably when we get to that point, we'll let them on.
You better work, bitch.
You better work.
You better work, bitch. Can have that too.
Barbaric Becky, yes.
Barbaric
Becky,
Becky.
yes.
Bend over Becky. Oh no, turn over Becky.
Turn over Becky.
Bend your hand at Becky.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, now it's matte. It's pretty with matte too, but you can put a little shine on. Before shine, let's just wipe it first, so it can stay on the surface well. Okay, and you can add 3D jelly or shine the top coat. 3D jelly is gonna be voluminous.
Which stained glass for Maria you used? I had to take care of dinner before I leave for work.
I use number 4 and number 1. Number 4 is pink, hot pink. Number 1 is highlight yellow.
Boy, they really, only if it's pretty, they've really been cracking some great
only if it's pretty. Yes,
liners.
yes. I forgot. Cause I didn't study the catchphrase. So sometimes I didn't. Yeah, I like that. Let's use pointy brush. So for bubble, I'm not gonna use oval brush. I'm gonna use pointy brush. Pointy or round on 3D jelly. Now, one thing that I like is you can do this. You can do it on one swoop, or you can break it down like this. You can do a thin layer, just so you know that everything is nice and covered and in the shape that you want. Okay, nice and thin. After it's been nice and thin, now you build it in. You take a big one and you build it. But for bubble, I like to have a flash here because I want it to freeze immediately before it even settle like this.
Man, those bubbles are just...
And then I just twist it like this. So right now, it's nice and round. And I keep it before it's collapsed. Because it will collapse because it's cell level. But I keep it right away, so it's still like purple on the surface like that.
Wow.
You can do that.
Well, you just made that look so easy.
With a flash cure handy.
And the bubble, you got me really wanting to try it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. It will collapse, so you can just freeze it before it collapse like this. I'm gonna do this one a little small. Be careful not to take a lot neither. But see that? See, it's still like a dew drop. It haven't collapsed on the surface yet. So now it's like actual dew drop. See that? You can do that to all of it. And it become a nice ocean theme for your client. You don't even have to draw the fish.
Yep, stays in place with a flash cure. I wonder if clay dough would be too much. Yeah, you can see.
Clay dough will be unnecessary. It wouldn't be too much. You can use clay dough, but clay dough have colors. If you use silicone gel, clear silicone, it'll be just like this, but you have to do more work. Where with 3D jelly, you don't have, it's work for you. It becomes a first circle. But versus with silicone and all that, you have to mold it and everything. And with this, you don't need to mold it. You just need to either drop on some top coat, which is quick and easy, or you can do this, which is interesting.
Interesting.
But for you to use a 3D gel, don't do that. That's unnecessary. I mean, you can if you want. And if you want to try, you can, just so you can tell the difference between the two techniques. But I don't do it. Yeah, before it collapse immediately. And it's clear, so it's clear very easy.
Ooh, some flake in the 3D.
Yeah, you can too. Yeah. See, you already have ideas. The reason why I don't use clear texture gel, because clear texture gel is non-cell level, so it's not gonna be easy on me to form a perfect circle. It's gonna be textury. That's why I use 3D jelly, because 3D jelly is opposite. It's cell level, so it's just smooth. It's like it literally like honey. The texture is like honey, like a dew drop.
Hey, honeydew.
Yeah. And it's clear, crystal clear, clarity. It's not like one of those gel where you put too much and it's milky white. It's not like that. 3D jelly, it doesn't matter how much you put on, it's crystal clear. Even if you build it really, really thick, it's gonna remain crystal clear like a magnifying glass. That's why people love it so much, because some builder gel is like milky when it's like really thick.
You know.
Be careful, don't let this touch this bubble. There.
I don't know how well they can see from the side, but wow. And then this would probably fall under the asthma category, because I'm wanting to just touch them.
So cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a crystal or charm or something.
Like a French tickler, rib for her.
It's almost like pearl.
Pearl.
You know, pearl, but pearl, it have flat surface and this is curved. So this technique is hugging with the surface. Versus if you take a piece of pearl, then you have to glue it together and all that. So yeah. So that's all the things that you can do with this Pisces set. Today's set are beautiful too. I'm gonna post today's set, and then I go through it after I post it, so you can be prepared.
So Abby says, since we're talking about product, if I were a bulk bottle of matte top coat, where would I find you on the website?
Not yet.
Asking for a friend.
Not yet, but will later. I'm about to make orders, so that will be in there.
Don't worry. It just sounded bad.
Okay, boys and girls, we are done. So this is how you draw a fish. All the different layers, all the different orders. And this is quick and easy to make for you to make quick money with these fingers. And then this is something optional that you can use. All right, everyone. I'm done here. And I will see you later.
Thank you, everyone. We missed everyone. And then they're probably wondering when and if you're ever going to come back again. Or...
Tomorrow.
Oh, 2 days in a row. Beautiful.
I don't want to say it first now, though, because I want to leave a freedom of unexpecting until the day.
Oh, okay. So.
But yeah, tomorrow I'll be on.
And then after that, you're just going to have to guess.
You have to guess. Because you have my WhatsApp group, you can guess.
Sit around watching your phone all day long, waiting patiently.
Right.
For with an hour's warning, is that? Oh. How do I get on the WhatsApp?
Tara have it for you. It's a QR code.
Can you give us a clue if I should avoid sleeping?
What's that? Oh. When I'm on, you will know. So, today.
And I think we may do a evening here and there for Australia so that, you know, people aren't, when I say people, I mean Tanya, isn't struggling.
And then the 3D channel and the ink shouldn't be in there because it's optional. I might have the QR code right here on my phone. So you can take care of the QR code. That's a WhatsApp group.
Victoria said, thank you so much for helping me with the brushes and the acrylic stuff.
Oh, no problems.
Goodbye, Dominique. You're welcome, Whisper Nails by DD.
All right, you guys. I will see you later. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining me today. Bye-bye, you guys. See you later. And I will save this live stream right away.